Hey creative friends, welcome to my channel and welcome to Fermented February. I am so excited about this collaboration because it makes me ferment things, because generally I go through spurts. Like I'll ferment a whole bunch of stuff and then I don't ferment for a while, and then I ferment a bunch of stuff and I don't ferment for a while. So this is kind of a way, it gives me that little nudge to get back into fermenting when I haven't done something for a long time. And that's what's happening right now. I need to ferment more. It's so good for your health. And I just need to get back into it because I used to have a whole fermentation setup and I haven't been on it. Now I need to do it. And the cool thing is I got this great big bag, 10 pounds of carrots, and I got some lemons. And so guess what? I'm going to be fermenting some carrot things because I need to use these up. And I want to let you know that Anna will be doing a giveaway every single week. She's over at the Fermented Homestead. She has a live on Monday nights at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. And so she's going to be doing a giveaway every week from the previous week's comments on videos. So you want to make sure that you watch them all every week and make your comment. And then at the end, there's going to be a big giveaway, which is super cool. And I really appreciate you, Anna, for inviting me to do this and doing all these cool giveaways too. Just so much fun. And so the prizes will be chosen from a random video and awarded to a random comment on one of those videos. So be sure and watch and check it out. And so that you know where to go look, down in the description will be a whole list of all of the participants. So you can click right over to their channels and then subscribe and hit the little bell, and then you'll get a notification when they post their video over the month, and you'll be able to check it out, make a comment, and then not only just participate and learn, but also have that comment in there for could be chosen for the drawings. It's pretty exciting. So the giveaways are also going to include some amazing things: some books, fermentation books and supplies, some gift certificates. And the grand prize is one of those super cool water crocks. I have a couple of those and they're amazing. They're very, very cool. So the collaboration is cool because it's not just for beginners and people, it's for everyone from beginners all the way up to super skilled and experienced fermenters. It's a great way to get started if you've never done it before. And it's also another way to discover other awesome channels that are doing some cool fermentation things. So I probably said cool a whole bunch, but that's because that's what this is. So just so that you know, my recipes are going to be out of this book. I love this book, and they've got some really great ones in here for carrots, and I have all these carrots. So I want to show you something that I'm going to be using for my video. So let me get this set up, and I want to show you a couple of the things, why I'm doing the videos the way I'm doing them. All right, I want to dabble in a lot of different types of ferments, and so I'm going to do smaller batches. So I've taken the recipes and kind of cut them down by about 25% so that I can make a smaller batch. But in these videos, I'm going to be doing different tops. First of all, I have these jars. These are just cute. I think they're cool. These are called a squatty pint. It's a whole pint. So instead of using the taller pint jars, I'm going to use this one. I also have the glass weights that go inside, and there'll be links in my description where you can purchase these things. But these will weigh the food down, and I've got one of those for each of these little squatty pint jars. But as far as the tops, I'm going to be using, this is one of the tops. You can pop it on there, and this is an old ring, so I wouldn't use this for canning, but I can use this for the top of this. But this has a little hole in it, and you can see that's going to let out the air and the gases, I mean, as it ferments. So I'm going to use that on one of them. I'm also going to use this. This is my favorite because it's entertaining to me. So this one you fill with water or brine, and the gases come up and they go down here, and then all of a sudden you'll get a little bloop, and it'll be a little gas bubble. Those are kind of fun. The other one I'm going to use, on this one, I'm going to use my quart jar, but this is from the ball fermenting kit, I think it is, and it has a top that has a little valve right here that the gases will pop out of. It's just like it pops up. You can see there's little holes, and the gases will come out of there. And it's got this spring-loaded thing that holds the food down under the brine. So I'm going to do those three tops. So one of the reasons I chose these recipes is so that I can just play with those tops. And the other part is, Our house is heated by wood heat, and so sometimes the temperature will fluctuate. So in order to maintain a consistent temperature, what I have here is I have an old cookie sheet or an old baking dish with a rack, and underneath that rack I put one of those grow mats. Now you can get fermentation wraps or like kombucha wraps and stuff, but I put this little it's like one of those heat mats that you do for starting your seeds in the garden. I put that there, and I'll put my ferments on there, and then I'll cover them with a towel, and that maintains a constant temperature for them. So now that I've told you all of that, let's get started. So my first recipe out of this book is on page 149, and I'm going to do the carrot kraut. I'm real excited about this because I love sauerkraut and things like coleslaw. I just like that kind of stuff. So I think carrot kraut's going to be cool. Now this recipe is for a gallon container. I'm not doing that. I'm doing basically I'm doing a quart. So that's a fourth of a gallon. So it calls for 8 pounds of carrots grated, 1 to 2 tablespoons of grated fresh ginger. I have that right here. Here's my carrots. And the juice and zest of 1 lemon, and 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of unrefined sea salt. So what I have done is I have divided that all by quarter. So 8 pounds of carrots comes out to 2 pounds of carrots, and I've got my little scale here, so I'm going to measure those out. 1/2 tablespoon of fresh ginger is what that will work down to because it's 1 to 2, so I just took 2 and I quartered that, so that'll be 1/2. And the juice of a lemon, I'll just use about 1/4 of it, and a little bit of 1/4 of the peel, the zest, and then 1/2 tablespoon of salt because it calls for 1 to 2 tablespoons. So I'm cutting that down to 1/2 tablespoon because it's 1.5 to 2. So I'm going to start with, I could do 1/4 of, no, it's 1/2. So I'll do 1/2 tablespoon, and then we'll put it all in this container, and I will mix it around until it kind of starts getting juicy. Then I will put it in my little jars, which you can see over here are all washed and ready to be used. So I'm going to go ahead and start weighing things out, and then we'll do the process. So I've got all these grated. I wanted to grate them all while you watch, but it was such an awkward angle, so at least I got them done. And I should have zested the lemon before I cut it in half, so because it made it just not hard enough or firm enough to really peel it, or to zest it. So now I'm going to take the ginger and I'm going to mix in there. I'm going to take the lemon peel, and you know, when you have fresh carrots, it's amazing how juicy they actually are. And now I'm going to sprinkle in the salt, and then there you go, the lemon juice. This is just going to be so good. So now you can use your hands, or I have the old family smasher. This, I think my dad gave me this, was from my grandma. She's German. She used to make the best coleslaw or the best sauerkraut, and this was her smasher. So it's gone on. I'm going to mix this around, but you can see how juicy that already is. So now what I need to do is to just keep mashing it until there's a nice bit of liquid forming, and then I'll put them in the jar. Now this might end up being an extra jar, but I'll just go get an extra jar so you can see the liquid. I'm going to try to see if I can hold this up and smash, and you can see the liquid there. See that? The liquid coming up. So I'm going to keep mashing this until I get a nice bit of liquid where I would be able to push this into the little jar, and they would be covered with liquid and be held down by that glass weight. So you can kind of hear it. It's mushing up. Okay, so I'm going to keep doing this. I'll let you watch me in what I wish I could actually do high speed, but you can watch me in high speed. Okay, now I've got it kind of about 50% of where I think it should be. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let this sit for a little bit, and the salt will help draw out those juices, and then I'll come back and we'll keep smashing it. So let that sit for a little bit, and then we'll be back. All right, I have been working on this for a little bit, but you can see the liquid. Let me tilt it that way. See all that liquid that comes up there? Now what I'm going to do, look at that. Yeah, see that? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the little jar with my funnel, and then I will continue to smash it out. And honestly, I tasted this, and I think if there's extra, I'm just going to put it in the fridge with maybe some raisins and or cranberries, because it's really good. I like it just the way it is. I can imagine it'll be even better once it's fermented. Now this says to let it sit 7 to 14 days in kind of cool. It doesn't say to make sure you keep it, you know, warm, but I still put it on my little sheet over there, my little seed, you know, heating mat, because at night if our heater, if our wood stove calms down too much, it will get pretty chilly in here, and I don't want there to be a problem. So you can see when I push that how much liquid comes up. I think you can see that. See that? So now what I need to do is just keep filling this little jar and smashing it down, and then I'll put the weight on there to hold it down. So I'll do both of my jars, and then whatever's left I'm going to bring back and show you what I do with that. But for now, I'm just going to fill these 2 jars up. It really tastes good. It smells great too. Like, I love carrots anyway, so okay, I think that's good. So see how much liquid there is on that? Now I want to make sure that I smash and get it all under the liquid. Now it's going to come back. I can come back and check it every couple of days. And in 5 days or 7 days, I will taste it. And I will do the tasting with you too. So it almost seems perfect. It already seems perfect. This is exciting. And my jars, super clean, super washed. You want to make sure your jars are super clean. And some people sterilize them, but I don't. And we use well water. So if you're doing a ferment that has liquid water in it that you add, you want to use like a bottled water unless you have purified water or something, because like we have a well, so I don't worry about mine. But sometimes they add things like chlorine or fluoride and things like that, so you don't want that. I'm gonna smash a little bit more down in here. Oops. Let's see how this goes. Oh yeah. So I'm going to put that weight on, and the lid's going to hold it down so tight. This is going to be so perfect. I'm excited about using these little jars. I think that's kind of pretty, you know? It's kind of neat. I've done so many things in just pint and quart jars. I've never used my little squatty pints for something like this. Okay, now let's put the weight on. And oh, you can see the liquid goes right up. And actually, I'm going to have to keep an eye on that, because that is pretty up there, and I don't want it to... I might take some out, because I'm a little concerned that that will bubble out and make a mess. Like I said, I don't ferment very much, but I need to ferment more, so I'm excited that I'm doing this. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better. That's not so close up to the top that it will like ooze and bubble out. It'll give it a little fermenting space, I'll say. Oh yeah, see there? Okay, so see when I put that lid in there, if I squish, you can see the liquid that comes up. So I know there's enough liquid to make that happy. This one, I'm going to put this top on, and then I'm going to tighten that on there. And now what I need to do is I need to go fill this little thing to water to the max line. So let me go do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I filled that with distilled water right up to the little max line, and now I'm going to stick it in here real good. And now as the gases come up out of the ferment, I'm going to get to watch them come up here and go bloop and bubble. So there's one down, and now I'm going to do the other one. This one I'm going to use the other lid on there, and I'm actually hoping there will be quite a bit of this left, because it's really good. I don't want to put it with lunch. I'm going to have a salad. Or sandwiches, and I think this would be really good. This would be good like on a, everybody wants to put things on a charcuterie board now. So this would be good on that. Let me get this out of the way. I'm going to put a little bit of this liquid in there. Just kind of pour this in. Get a little of that liquid. There you go. You know, so this would be one of those things everybody says, oh, that'd go good on a charcuterie board. I do those once in a while when I don't have dinner planned. I'll just come in and make like these little mini individual charcuterie boards. Cheese and crackers, grapes, carrots, things like that. So this would be actually really good on there. Nuts. I put nuts on ours. Okay. Oh, this is going to leave just enough. just enough for lunch. Let me get the liquid part out of there because I need the liquid for fermenting. I don't need it to serve for lunch right now. So you can see how that really juices up. It's amazing to me how juicy carrots really are. So good. Okay, a little bit more. That's going to leave us just enough for lunch. Perfect. Okay, and you could probably put all of this in a quart jar and it'd be perfect too. All right, so here comes the weight. Excellent. And this is the one, these remind me of the Playtex, the old Playtex disposable baby bottles. It has a big, almost the same kind of top nipple on it. All right, that's there. So there is my carrot kraut, and I'll come back in 7 days and we'll take a test. I'm super excited about this. Okay, friends, we are ready to give this a try. I am super excited about this carrot ginger slaw, and the reason is I had some left over, and I just put it in the fridge. I added some raisins to it and a little tiny bit of brown sugar, just a wee bit, and it was actually the Swerve brown sugar substitute. And we had that with our lunch, and Brian even said, that is so good. So I'm excited to try it this way. Now, this little gasket, this little top, I can tell that it has been releasing the gases as it's been fermenting. It's awesome. And I can certainly tell here from this one, because you can see how these, I was even showing Anna, you can see the air come up and go bloop. So I'm excited about this. So let me take the tops off here. I'm going to give them a try. I'm going to try both of them and see if the lid made any difference. I seriously doubt that it did. But take these two lids off, and I like this because I'm going to leave this on in the fridge, and I'll probably go get another one to leave that on just because it will continue to ferment a wee bit. I'm going to take my weights out. Smells really good. Ooh, I do like it. Okay, let me give that, look at the pretty color of that. Oh, it smells really good. You can taste the ginger. It is so good. Let me get a different fork. Hold on. I didn't want to stick my other fork in this jar. So let's try this one. Smells the same. Smells really good. I really, really like this. Now, it's softer than it would be if it's just a slaw. Like you expect it to have that little crunch. It doesn't. But still really good. And I can see putting this on, ooh, you know what would be really good? A little blob of it on top of a deviled egg, or even just a hard-boiled egg. That kind of thing would be so good with this. Or cheese and crackers with a little dollop of it on top of the cheese and crackers. Like, it doesn't have to be just placed there on a plate for someone to eat. It is G-O-O-D good. I am excited about this. So, I hope that you guys give this fermentation stuff a try. I'm super glad I was in the collaboration because it motivates me to do more fermenting. And thank you, Anna, for inviting me to participate. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.